Hey everyone, so OWLS day 2. I'm just trying to catch up on what I did yesterday. Again, I just woke up. I have my tablet here because I was checking something, but I listened to a bit of A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer because I was about halfway through. Then I had a problem with my script, and yeah, a script has been fucking me up, so I just got the book as an audiobook to continue just reading it so I can read A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I also read a bit of Murder at the Vicarage. I'm very confused because I thought these books were sort of like Sherlock Holmes uh, kind of thing, but we're following the perspective of the one who's gonna be accused. Basically, we're following. Let me get up. We're following a priest, like a vicar, and he made a not so good comment on the higher person at the religious thingy, and he did that comment while brandishing a carving knife. So, like, he just said Mr. X, I can't remember his name, would do whoever killed Mr. X would be doing everyone a favor, and he said that while brandishing the knife. And I know that later that day or that night, that person winds up dead, and of course he is the main suspect. And I thought we would be following this through Miss Marple's eyes, but she is like a secondary character. She appeared for T with our character and the wife of that character, and she was like super perspective, and I don't know, she was kind of sassy. I liked it. But I read, I don't know, maybe 20 pages, 25 pages of that because me and my mom are watching a series, and so I am like saving that little space of time at night to watch the series with her. Now, my life is about to get a whole lot messier because my teachers at the beginning were thinking of just, letting us do our courses through final exam, but suddenly they all started changing their minds, and we are going to start having tests at home, which means we can consult things. I can consult the PowerPoints and my appointments and solved exercises and everything. The thing is, it's so much stuff for each of the courses that I need to prepare my appointments correctly, and I'm trying to gather all the formulas and everything in a formulary, so it's easier for me if I just know oh, I have this problem, I need this and this formula, and so I just need to get my formulary and look for the formulas and then apply them. And that's what I'm trying to do. I started doing that yesterday with one of my courses. I started a second one as well, but there's just so much stuff, and I'm trying to do appointments of everything that I've been taught, and do some exercises beneath them, so I can just have the subject and then an example of how it would work. But it's getting trickier. So I don't know how much that will affect my reading. I'm currently doing a break in the middle of the morning to eat, and then a break in the middle of the afternoon to train. So yeah, I have to get up. I have to go to the bathroom and weigh myself because it's weighing day, and I need to change my clothes and I need to go eat so I can go to classes. I have classes starting at 11, so I'm gonna use that time to try and get some formularies done and some appointments done. So, yeah. Hi, loves. So, to finish up the first week of the Owls and reading blog number 10, it's Sunday, April 5th, still quarantining, and I have a test next week. So, my reading time this week has been kind of reduced because I've been studying, and when I'm not studying, I'm either training or painting, and yeah. So, reading wise, because that's what you're here for, I finished A Worthy Opponent by Katie Robert, and I gave it a 4 stars. It was good. There weren't a lot of sex scenes. There was 3 or 4 that I remember, and one of them is like pretty mild. And the story is actually pretty good. I did like the romance part of it, and I did like the character build up of Tink and Hook. I preferred it to Learn My Lesson, which was the previous book, because in that book I did not like the way Hercules was portrayed as basically a giant teddy bear with no emotions or feelings or whatever beside rage for Meg and love for Meg and maybe some teasing from Hades, but that's basically him, and I did not enjoy that. On the subject of not enjoying things, I actually just finished The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I gave this a 2 stars. This is book number 1 in the Miss Marple series by Agatha Christie. I have a lot of the other books from the same series, so I will read them. But honestly, I'm just curious about the murders and to see if the writing style evolves, because the writing style is very disconnect. Sometimes it's super simple and basic, and then other times uses the super pompous words and descriptions that you're like, where the hell did this come from? Like I said in my Goodreads review, for a book that is supposed to be like a Miss Marple series, I was expecting Miss Marple to be the main character, like in Sherlock Holmes or something. No, we're following a guy, like a vicar, named Mr. Clement, and basically a guy was murdered in his office. And the only clues they have is the clock on the dead guy's wrist that points at 6:22, and a letter the that guy was writing, and it said like it had the time at 6:20. So I mean, uh, right when you start off the murder thingy, um, you're introduced to like 20 characters in the same sentence. So you're like, hmm. Then none of the characters have like a specific characteristic where you can say, oh yeah, that character did that and that and that. No, you have Mr. Clement, which is the priest, and then you have Lawrence, which was some guy, and then you have Inspector Slack, which was the inspector, and then you had a Dr. Stone, which was in there for some reason, and then you had House, I don't even know his name, and then you had the doctor, like the legal doctor thingy, and then the mortician, that's the word, and then you had like Colonel Prothero, which was the dead guy, and you had another character, but I can't remember him honestly. And on the female side, you had Griselda, which was Mr. Clement's wife, and you had Mary, which was Mr. Clement's maid and super rude. You had Miss Marple, which made like 5 appearances throughout the whole book, and she's always treated like a silly old lady. And then you had like the neighbors, and there were a lot of them, like Mrs. Ridley Price and Mrs. Hat something and Mrs. Anne Prothero, which was the wife of the dead guy. You had Mrs. Clam, I believe that was her name, and Miss Prothero, which was the dead guy's daughter, and oh, and Miss Lestrange. And that I only memorized because that name is from Harry Potter. So, um, I don't know. I was just really disappointed. I will read the rest just for the mysteries, but I was really, really disappointed. But that's my herbology prompt made. Right now, and plans for next week, reading wise, I have started Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is my book for History of Magic. And I have put on my Kindle, like I have started it, which means I switched from A Worthy Opponent to House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Can't wait to start it. And oh my god, yeah, yeah, that's happening. And I'm like, yes. Um, Other than that, I am listening to A Curse of Dark and Lonely on audio, and I'm listening to it as I paint and as I like shower and exercise. I have 3 hours left of it, I think, and it was something left over from last month, and I need it to complete my arithmancy. No, not arithmancy. Ancient Runes prompt, which is the Heart Rune, and I'm gonna bargain with you. If, like, on the last 3 days of the month of April, I have not started a Heart So Fierce and Broken, I will switch that prompt to Heartstopper Volume 3 just because I need Ancient Runes for 2 of the careers I want, I think. But we'll see. If I have like 7 prompts completed and I don't need it, then I will let it go. But if I need it or if I make a decision on a career, uh, I will switch it to Heartstopper Volume 3. Other thing that I can tell you is I've been studying a lot and I finished another painting today. I finished a version of The Starry Night by Van Gogh. Again, I will leave down below my links for my photography Instagram and for my painting Instagram. If you want, please follow. If you want to give me ideas, please do. I have like a super cool idea I want to do inspired in Frozen 2, but I have no freaking clue how the hell I'm gonna like draw it. But my next painting is gonna be Harry Potter related, and it's gonna be like a painting of Ravenclaw with blue flowers and the Ravenclaw item, and it's gonna look so freaking good. And I'm hoping to put it around here somewhere. But I'm really excited to start that. I will have a really hard time starting to draw it because it has a lot of details, and something that working on the Starry Night has taught me is that details really do matter, and it looks so freaking good when you spend that extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes drawing out little traces. And I want to do that with this painting because it's something I want to put in my bedroom. Series wise, because we're in quarantine and I might as well give you some updates on that. I have finished Love is Blind on Netflix. I have watched Safe with my mom, and we are watching The Sinner again on Netflix. Highly recommend all of them. The center we're following a woman named Cora, and one day she's at a beach and she snaps and kills a dude. Like she stabs a dude 7 times, and apparently she doesn't know the dude. So this is us like going through her process and trying to figure out what the hell happened and what the hell made her snap. Safe is about a girl who disappears inside a closed condominium, and yeah, it's basically secrets because everyone has secrets. And Love is Blind is a social experiment, and people get to know each other, date, and propose before they even see each other, and then it's the whole shebang after that. I liked all three of them. I am currently watching Disenchantment on Netflix because it's cute and fun and it's good for my lunch hours. And I'm not watching anything else, but if you have suggestions, leave me down below. It can be Netflix or Hulu or HBO or whatever, because like me and my mom have Netflix, but my brother has HBO and my dad has Hulu. So yeah, um, please let me know some suggestions of series, and I want to start watching Pretty Little Liars because it's something that I've been longing to watch. Um, and I want to re-watch Harry Potter. So yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave me down below. If you guys have any book suggestions, like, oh, you read that, I think you'd love this, please tell me down below. Tell me what you're reading. Tell me how you are, like, with the whole COVID-19 situation. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye.